you still get confused about how to design meeting room AV solutions, technology within your meeting room, and you still get a bit blown away by companies that come in and absolutely overwhelm you with all of these different technologies that you could potentially have, then this is the tool that you need to start using. This is the exact tool that we use within Spore Group to design and configure meeting room solutions, basically. So I'm going to share the tool with you, and I'm also going to explain to you just how easy it is to actually put together your own spaces. And this is the tool, so I'm going to share it with you now. Quite simply, and we'll give you the access to this, by the way. So we do put together an AV bundle. We've got an AV bundle which allows you the ability to put together your own design. So if you've got any meeting room design requirements, just click on the link below, download the AV bundle, and we'll give you this completely for free. So once you get into it, quite simply, all you need to do is have an understanding of what the meeting rooms are that you have, what's your floor plan look like, what are the size of the rooms that you've got, have an understanding of what that is, and then simply go through the steps. So if I'm sharing my, let's say for example, I've got a medium meeting room, 6 to 10 people in the meeting room. Simply click the button here. As you can see here, what we have is a 3D render of the meeting room, right? So as you can see, I'm moving around. I've got a 3D render of the meeting room. I can click on an in-room view so I can see what it looks like in the room. There's my participants, there's the laptop, there's the tablet on the table, etc, etc. I've got a camera view so I can see what the far end sees. I can have a look at some measurements, and I can change these measurements based on my own meeting room. So if you've got your floor plan, you know exactly what you're looking at, you can change the measurements based off of that. This is my cable map. It shows you what cables plug into where and how to do it. And then this is my camera. So this is a camera view. So this is what the camera's picking up. If I've got a huge meeting room, as you can see here, what you're looking at here is these green arcs are starting to be stretched. You know, outside of here, the camera's not going to pick up people in this at the far end here. So, and then finally, again, the microphone situation is exactly the same. These green arcs dictate the microphone pickup location. If I make the room smaller, you will see my microphone is now picking up the participants in that particular room. So if I make it a little bit smaller, there you go, like so. That's it. So very, very simply, I've just really easily explained what that looks like. Display in here, we've got, again, it highlights in red who's not going to see the display. It's not optimal position for the people in this at the front of the room in this particular one. It comes up with tips saying your camera coverage is poor, etc, etc. If that's the case, you put your own details in, go back to the room configurator menu, press it again. Once you're relatively happy, let's go back to the start again here. Once you're relatively happy, I've got a medium-sized meeting room here, right? Display, etc, etc. This is just showing what I've just explained. If I click the next button, what's the shape of the table? Okay, well, let's call it a rectangular table. And as you can see, tips basically says, yeah, all good. Camera coverage, microphone coverage, we're all good on that side of things. If I click next, okay, this is we're going to use a Cisco room, or we're going to use a Microsoft Teams room. And you can replace this with whatever you want. If you've got a Zoom meeting, you know, the technology doesn't actually matter. So what I'll do in this particular example is let's make it a Microsoft Teams room. You see the Microsoft homepage jumps up onto the screens. If I click next, what do I want to use? Do I want to use a Room Bar Pro, a Room Kit? Again, Cisco, all Cisco options, but the reality is you can swap this out for whatever you want. Link, Logitech, Crestron, doesn't actually matter. The idea behind this particular configuration tool is just to get the renders together for you. So let's go with a Room EQ. No, let's go with a Room Bar Pro. Room Bar Pro, camera and speakers above the display. You can actually click on the device color. It hasn't rendered particularly well, but you get the idea. Click next. We want a dual display or a single display. Let's go with a single display. In here, again, you can change the screen size, or you can make it auto. Auto makes it the size that's relevant for the size of the room that you've put in. So if I click auto, mount height is auto, again relevant because you need to be at eye level to be able to see the content. Camera placement, do you want it above or below the display? There you go. So I'll click above or below, and you'll see that the mount height changes based on your selection here. So let's go above the display in this particular example. And then in here, room acoustic treatment. Yes, I would always recommend room acoustic treatment. Every single room that we've installed that doesn't have room acoustic treatment, you run the risk of some issues. So room acoustic treatment, click that link there. This is what room acoustic treatment is, these panels that are on the side of the wall here. So yes, you can see I've got table microphones, or if I want to go with ceiling microphones, you can see now we've placed a ceiling microphone in there. We've got how many microphones? I've clicked auto again. I can do as many as I want. You'll see it puts it in. 6 is an overkill for a room of this size, but just click auto, it does it for you. What color do you want your microphones? Do you want it hanging down from the ceiling because you haven't got access to the ceiling to be able to do your, mount your microphones? You get the idea, right? So you can do that. How are you sharing your content? Are you sharing it with wireless, or are you sharing it with USB-C? In this example, I've just said USB-C. HDMI. Not many people do HDMIs anymore, but you get the idea. And then how are you booking the room? Have you got a room booking panel? We've got a room booking panel on the wall there, or not, right? So again, we'll take it off. But room booking panel, yes. Let's make it this carbon black one. As you can see, bosh. Now, what you've got here is now a summary. There's your room size, there's your table layout, there's your collaboration device, etc, etc, etc. And I can then download the blueprint. So once I go into this, I can then download the blueprint. It kicks it all out for me. Now the reality is this is just used as a design tool, right? If you have a functionality requirement, you understand what it is that you want to achieve within a specific room, the technology can be swapped and changed as needed. The technology doesn't actually drive what the decision is that you make within a particular room. The decision you make within a particular room is the functionality that you try to achieve. If you understand what your functionality is, you put your design together based off of this, send that blueprint to us, we can then start working with you and actually making sure the technology, the actual specific technology, is the right technology to be able to do. All of this available, AV bundle and more. There's a bunch of other things in the AV bundle, so that's all in the link below. Click the link, we'll send this straight over to you, as well as the room configurator tool. We'll send over AV budget calculators, we'll send over risk maps if you've got a project coming up. When is it risky, at what points? We'll send over lead time matrix so that you can track lead times, and a bunch of other things, all within the bundle. So click that link below, check out the bundle, and if this has been valuable and helpful for you, then just let me know. Comment in the comments below, and we'll try and make some more content which is relevant for you. All right.